You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Welcome back, folks. Out of the bunker, Zero Dark 30, blasting down the highway. It's John, folks. You're at the Prepared Mind channel. We're going to talk some shit. Yes, we are, right? And you can take that shit to the bank. What is going on? Well, you are watching this because you know there's something really, really wrong out there. You do. There is a lot of value in this show, folks. There's tons of value in keeping up on current events and understanding how it affects you and I, all of us, America. Well, this is unbelievable. But no, wait, it is very believable. What is happening? Well, let me just start with the comment I've made, well, over the last couple of months. I said, you know what? We're getting a lot of rough language out of the people at the top, right? Senator Ted Cruz dropping the F-bomb in the Senate? Really? Right? More politicians dropping the F-bomb and other coarse language? Right? You got Maxine Waters basically telling her constituents and anyone who will listen to go commit acts of violence and be complete total jackasses. Yeah. You know, sports announcers losing it. News announcers losing it, right? Megyn Kelly with her "fuck you, Dr. Fauci" broadcast. Well, now we've got J.P. Morgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon. He says, we're in a fucking war. Folks, there's a reason for this kind of language. It's not that they've been listening to me too long and they've finally just picked up some of the coarseness that I represent. No. It's just you and I have been ahead of the curve the whole time, going, yeah, we better toughen up, and this is the language that's appropriate for the crap that's coming at us. You know, I don't delight in it as much as some people think. It's just that frustrating, that aggravating. It's that world that we're in, folks. One that is very, shall we say, bellicose. Now, the vociferous CEO, Jamie Dimon, had some other things to say. What was he talking about? This is a fucking war. He's talking about oil, energy, America. Now, I don't want to forget this part, so I'm going to say it up front. He said that neither Trump nor Biden can lead the U.S., the United States of America, out of the problem we're in, having to do with energy. That was interesting that he said Trump can't either. We know that Trump was doing a fine job getting oil and energy. We had the Keystone Pipeline going. We had all kinds of stuff going. We were an energy exporter, not an energy importer. Biden killed it all fast. So what the hell is Jamie Dimon talking about? Well, all he cares about is money. That's all he gives a shit about, folks. And I don't think he's happy with what the Democrats are doing any more than, well, you and I are happy about it. But what he sees in it, what he sees is him making less money. It doesn't matter that he has all the power and control. It doesn't matter that ultimately he's going to go up. I think he's just pissed he's not making enough money fast enough. So let's get into this. Let's unwrap this. What is he talking about? We're in a fucking war. We're in a war for global dominance. With Russia, China specifically, but you're going to include Europe in there as well. He says, with regard to environmental social governance, that's the woke business model that's being demanded of Wall Street. He says, we don't need to cede, that is, give up our authority, our power, and this is a paraphrase. We don't need to cede our power, our authority, our lifestyles, our wealth. We don't need to cede control to a bunch of do-gooder kids. Oh yeah, on committees. He said that. Now, this idea of committee is way too rich in democracy for my taste. Democracy meaning idiots getting votes. And Jamie Dimon knows better that at the micro level, you don't put things in a committee. Macro is a little different thing. That's called Congress. On the micro level, you don't leave things to committee. I've seen it fail myself. Committee is where good ideas go to die. Anyways, Jamie Dimon says we don't need to cede, right? Basically, our power, authority, and control to a bunch of do-gooder kids. Literal do-gooder kids is what he said. They are. They're a bunch of lunatic kids who don't know what the fuck they're doing, making policy for the whole country through financial decision-making under committees in banks like PayPal. But then again, Jamie Dimon says we're in a war. And neither Trump nor Biden can get us out of it, fix the problem. So what is the solution? What is the fix? That's a big question, isn't it? That's a big, big question. Well, it must be him. It must be the bankers. There's a war, folks, because the bankers in the World Economic Forum are at odds. Right? We know they're at odds with Henry Kissinger, old school war man himself, saying, hey, we don't need this war, not this time, not with Russia. Right? As things get tighter, as things get tougher, as they do in all wars, the leadership, those in power, struggle to see who gets to take the reins, take control. And there's enough pain and enough suffering out there, folks, that Jamie Dimon is now getting pissed off and saying enough of these kids in their committees, they're fucking things up too much. Yeah, Biden fucked things up too much as well, right? Jamie Dimon, get this, folks, banker extraordinaire who's making bank off of his energy investments, says we need to knock this shit off in America and start pumping our own oil and getting our own oil and being independent of Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. You bet. I'm no lover of Jamie Dimon. I think the man is a freaking criminal. And I don't say that with tongue in cheek. He's a freaking criminal. But I think in this case, that one particular item might serve America a little better if we got our energy from ourselves and quit being slaves and peasants to oil-producing assholes around the world. Now, I want you to remember J.P. Morgan. Not Jamie Dimon's modern J.P. Morgan, but John Piermont Morgan, the real living human being who got really pissed off at the president for his policies, the antitrust policies. He had enough power back then, folks, over 100 years ago, that he went to the White House. And back then, if you were powerful enough, you could just go to the White House whenever the hell you wanted. Banged on the door and chewed the president's ass out for his antitrust laws because it took power from J.P. Morgan. And back then, folks, John Piermont Morgan, he had more money for his time than J.P. Morgan does, or as much as this time. Extremely wealthy. What was he going to lose? The man was old. J.P. Morgan was old. Didn't matter. He wanted more. There's never enough for these guys, folks. It's not a modern problem. It's always been more. And I don't think, folks, they're happy with the way things are going. I think maybe the banks were promised something different, something better, something bigger, and they're not getting it. I think everyone has been lying to each other as these World Economic Forum ass-bites end up screwing each other. And we, you and I, once again, we've been following this all along, predicted this. There's struggles to control at the top, right? The puppet masters at the top, they're actually not just fighting with us and destroying our country, but they're fighting with each other. And we're seeing it with Kissinger. We're seeing it now with J.P. Morgan's Jamie Dimon. But they don't think Trump can solve this, folks. How are they going to solve this? Well, if Biden or Trump can't do it, then can JP Morgan do it? That's what I think they're pushing for, folks. They're pushing to get total control. I mean, they're getting it with this ESG crap. They're getting a lot of control, right? You can get canceled. You can have your bank accounts canceled. You can lose your job. You can be destroyed because a decision coming from these banks. Well, they've got the control. Twitter can destroy you. Facebook can destroy you. People can use Twitter and Facebook to destroy you. That's right. They've got the control mechanism in place. It was established by these arrogant, do-gooder, punk kids. And now, just like every other authoritative regime, once they get control, they get rid of those that gave them the power. Kind of like the Bolsheviks, right? Were slaughtered and wiped out by the communists. Just like the German army, the SA, was destroyed by the SS, literally. Just like Stalin killed half his officer corps once he got control of the Soviet Union. The bankers will get rid of their ESG do-gooder idiots and just start instituting their own policy and say, well, this is for the good of the country. It's no longer about some communist ideology or some socialist dream. No, it's all about money now. And for Jamie Dimon, this is a war. And what do you do in war, folks? It's not just a colorful, cute little euphemism. War means death, destruction, chaos, and plunder. That's right, folks. To win the prize on the sea or on the land, it's booty. They want the prize and the booty, and they will kill for it. Bankers have caused wars to be fought, folks, but we were always told it was for political purposes. But to the bankers, it's always about prize and booty, money, and power. And JP Morgan says, hey, we're at war. Enough of these do-gooders. We don't need Trump. We don't need Biden. What's he saying? Well, what he's telling me is that I need food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and my plan. How is yours? Chance favors the prepared mind. Semper Fi. Godspeed.